Yeah, your question to how Iran is using Sun Tzu to challenge the U.S. Army right now. And I think that makes a whole lot of sense right now. As we see, Iran is using a certain strategy to make things happen and how it works out and how it's working out for his favor. I mean, like, even as you can see, Iran is actually, going through a lot of challenges and their population is actually suffering. And you can see the infrastructure, everything is completely wiped out, but they're still surviving somehow. Yeah, if you do analysis on Sun Tzu's teaching and Sun Tzu's strategy, I think Iran is pretty much following the same strategy. And we can break down to these points, we can look into it, and I do hope that U.S. government or Donald Trump's people are listening or watching, and then they can probably learn something out of this, because this is highly important. And if we could do this analysis here, why can't they do this analysis while they have all this intelligence and they have all these resources? Why somehow they cannot come up with this kind of information? So let's break down. Right now in 2026, the United States has most advanced military in the world, stealth jets and drones, satellites, pretty much everything. But however, Iran is still standing and is some ways even winning parts of this conflict. So what's going on? Let's break down to it. Section 1, what's happening? So we have all kind of information from, but most reliable sources, New York Post, different types of media is giving us a whole lot of information, what is going on. And even I think American media is reporting this. Since early 2026, the U.S. launched a major operation against Iran. Heavy airstrikes, drone warfare, and advanced techniques, military. They actually did bombardment with all kind of weapons they had. Even after massive attacks, the war is still going on. Oil prices are rising every day, and we believe the next 2 weeks is going to be chaos if this whole thing is not going to stop. If there is no negotiations between Iran and the U.S. And I think that's exactly Iran wants. Iran wants the long-term solution for this whole conflict. Why has the strongest military in the world already won? And that is very, very interesting question. So the Sun Tzu's strategy is there is no instance of nation benefiting from the prolonging warfare. That's actually probably the biggest mistake. And historically, we have a whole lot of examples where the U.S. military started a war in North Vietnam, also Korea, and Afghanistan. So we can see that long-term wars are extremely dangerous for U.S. and U.S. never won those wars. So now let's look into section 2. Sun Tzu says something powerful over 2,000 years ago, and that is just truly amazing. This pretty much means is the best strategy isn't brutal force, it's control, patience, and understanding the deep sense of the warfare, and also the strong strategy. And this is where things are getting quite interesting. Winning without direct confrontation is the highest level of strategy. So it looks like Sun Tzu's philosophy works out here once again. Supreme excellence consists of breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. I think that's like truly amazing. how you look at Sun Tzu's philosophy and then you compare it to Iranian philosophy, the way they're working, they're moving forward, it's just truly amazing. And let's look at the historical point of view. The U.S. Soviet Union, they avoided direct war, and the Cold War was going on for like like 50 years, 60 years. Oh no, sorry, more than almost 80 years, 70 years. So yeah, but there was no direct conflict between U.S. and USSR. Well, that time was USSR, and that was exactly the same reason. The most powerful war isn't always fought with weapons. Sometimes they are fought with strategy, patience, and pressure. And it looks like it works again here. Let's look at section 3. According to Sun Tzu, attack him where he is unprepared. This is like just, wow, this is fascinating. Iran's not going to defeat US, and Iran don't have to defeat US, but then they're looking at where the weakness is, where they're actually completely focused. And if we look at examples, we can say Roman Empire, though that was exactly the same thing. Financially, they completely were broke, and there was a lot of chaos, corruption, and those were the reasons they were completely vanished. And it's the same thing. Great generals don't fight strength with strength. They find the weakness and strike that weakness. So it's exactly a similar thing. Right now we can see economy is a big thing. As we know, Donald Trump is not prepared to go for a long-term war. Somehow the calculation was misleading, or why they were misleading, we have honestly no idea. As we know, his experts and his intelligence told him exactly what's going to happen and exactly what happened. I think he was aware, but they thought they're going to be able to work this thing out very quickly as possible, and they're going to be able to find defeat. And then, yeah, Iranian people are going to stand up and they're going to help them out. But then I think the whole strategy was gone completely wrong. Now let's look at in section 3, we also look into part 2 of first strategy, in which first strategy we actually saw that avoid strength, attack weakness. And then the second part we're looking into is make the war expensive. So, I mean, it goes back to the same thing. While the US uses very expensive systems to stop them, so over time, the cost headed up economically and politically. So it's the same thing. Iranians are using very cheaper drones, and they were prepared for a long time ago. They were preparing, and then somehow U.S. thought that we have the biggest weapons and we have extra resources, and we're going to be able to do whatever we want. And that's where actually we can see. Now, the Sun Tzu's philosophy is no country has ever profited from prolonging warfare. So I guess I think they would have studied that, and historically we can see Soviet Union, USSR collapsed because they couldn't afford it. They couldn't go financially; it was too much for them. And you can also see the Afghan fighters, how they broke USSR. They had very cheaper weapons, and they had that kind of spirit, and they find a way to fight, and that was their special skill. And this is where USSR couldn't defeat. The important thing comes up here is sometimes winning isn't about destroying your enemy. It is about making the fight too expensive to continue. And I think this is what's exactly going on here. There's no way U.S. could continue this because it's a lot of pressure on Donald Trump to stop this, and I think this strategy is kind of somehow failing. And we can see Mao Zedong during the Chinese Civil War used these decentralized guerrillas and united them in that sense that they actually were able to control whole China, and Communist Party was able to control the whole thing. So even Mao Zedong was using very similar strategy to control whole China. You can't destroy an army that isn't in one place. And that's exactly the point. So the U.S. Gathering all these troops from different places, placing them right in the Middle Eastern area, but then they still don't know where exactly we're supposed to place them. And if U.S. is going to have foot on the ground, this is going to be disaster. This is going to be very difficult for U.S. to maintain, and then only few thousand soldiers are not going to cut it. Then they're going to need more soldiers, and it's going to be just crazy. They're going to have no idea where they're getting hit, and that's going to be very, very challenging for U.S. military. All right, so another part we can look into further down to this point. Iran isn't trying to win quickly, and this is the long, how are you going to stretch war, how are you going to take this to the next level, because they got nothing to lose. They already lost everything. They were preparing, there are sanctions, and then on the top of that, the U.S. military killed their top leaders. Leadership is gone. So I think this is just very, very bad strategy. Okay, so what Sun Tzu has to say in that, if your opponent is on a chaotic temper, seek to irritate him. This is just, I mean, you can see Donald Trump losing his patience, his mind. He just have no idea how to, get this, and also how to prove to American people that whatever he was doing, he could justify himself and be a winner at the end. And winning was a very big thing for Donald Trump. All right, so let's look at section 4. The big mistake. I think this is highly important. Key mistake. Starting a war without a clear long-term strategy. Let's see what Sun Tzu has to say about that. Tactics without strategy is noise before defeat. Wow. Okay, so this is truly, truly amazing. You can still lose the war even if you win battle. Nice. Napoleon, also we can see example Russia, that your strategy, it has to be completely clear, and it has to be and I think it also works with your people. It's also work with because you do need people behind you, right? Your people behind you. And if your people are not behind you, you're almost losing war. You can win fight after fight and still lose everything if the bigger plan fails. So this obviously was our section 4, and that pretty much proves Iran's strategy. Now we look at last section 5, bigger impact. This isn't just about 2 countries. Iran can affect global systems like the port of Hormuz, and also regional alliance and proxy groups. global energy prices. And now we kind of understand that why previous American presidents, they kept talking things about Iran, but they never got into a complete war, full-fledged war. And I think that explains us a lot, because they could see the strategy is going to fail because of the location of Iran and American interest in the region, and all the investments which been done. That is going to affect big times, and that will stop every single thing. So now we can actually see that Iran can create a global pressure, and that is what's happening right now. We can see that most of European countries are saying they got another 2 weeks. After that, it's going to be completely chaos, craziness. Air travel is going to get affected. Local life is going to get affected. Inflation is going to hit. So every single thing will change after that. So this is going to be something to look into it. War isn't just military, it's economic and political and also global. Let's see what Sun Tzu has to say about it. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy so that he cannot threaten our real intent. This is wow. This is truly amazing. If you look at some past examples, we can see the Western economies, how they can suffer, how they suffer with this massive oil shortage, and what kind of effect this is going to create. You don't have to defeat your enemy on the battlefield if you can shake the entire system around them. Or what US has to do right now. But Iran, we know Iran is saying, well, we don't want to negotiate with US because they kept lying, and they kept attacking us while we are trying to negotiate. So they want other countries to get involved. So we know exactly what Iran wants. And I think if everything offered to Iran, I don't think they're gonna go for a continuing war. But let's see what US have. So US actually have two options right now. One option is what's happening right now. Donald Trump can just simply say, "Hey, I won, I destroyed everyone, and they're all gone, and that's it." Pulls back, and then ask other countries to mop up the whole thing, work out things with the Iranians, and that's it. We're all done. I'm out. But in this, if he chooses option one, then obviously he's gonna look. He lost it big times, and I don't think he's gonna be able to recover with this damage. The second option he has is bomb Iran, destroy every single thing, kill every single person, and then this whole lot of fog of war, and no one knows what is going on and who is doing what, and then that's it. And the world is going to suffer. Everyone is going to suffer. Economies are going to collapse. But then, who cares at the end? I think, yeah. So that's part two is going to be very dangerous. The choice if he's going to take that, and that's going to be unbelievable. So let's see. We all have to see what's going to happen within this couple of weeks. But then we do hope for the best. We do hope that people in Iran, elderly people dying, we do feel sad for them. We do feel that this conflict could resolve very, very quickly, and then life could go back to normal, and then hopefully there are no more wars upcoming days. So that's our moment of Zen. Hope for the best.